Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Happy Monday, everybody. Today, we're talking about something that has the whole industry buzzing. Like, no joke. This has been a thing of mine, and I'm glad we're talking about today. An AI artist named Zaina Moet just signed a $3 million deal. Now, here's the twist. She's not real, y'all. A design studio owner in Mississippi used Suno to turn her lyrics into music and start releasing songs under her name. The music began climbing the charts, and when a record deal came calling, they had no idea she was AI. Now the question is, what does this mean for art, ownership, and the Black creators when artificial intelligence is moving in like all industries, not just this industry, but especially the entertainment industry? I have got a beautiful royal court of ladies today. We have Marlo Lacen, TV film producer, Dr. Sabrina Williams, author, investor, and educator, specializing in proper transfer of wealth. We have Tiara Williams, our producer and actress and artist.
Actually, my name is Khárma J today. My name is Khárma J today.
We're going by that today. Yes, we are. Love it.
Okay, go ahead.
Micah Smith, digital marketer. We are so grateful to have her here today. She is definitely creating in this space. And myself, y'all, Lala Key, you're singing international real estate agent. Baby, I'm going to sing you into a home somewhere around here. Now, my first question, though, ladies, before we really dive in it, and this to our audience as well. Listen, are you aware that AI has moved into the entertainment industry, such as music? Are you listening to them? Are you following AI entertainers? We would love to hear that. But I'm going to start with you first, Marlo, and asking you, are you familiar with these AI artists? And were you familiar that someone had actually got a $3 million deal?
Well, yes to all. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the platform that Timbaland has something to do with, because I know that Timbaland was, this may very well be Timbaland's artist. I mean, I have no idea, but I know that he is heavily into AI, so there's some mainstream artist support with it, but it's not my thing. I didn't really particularly like the one song of hers that I heard, the little snippet. I wasn't bopping to it, but I'll see what everybody else has to say.
Well, and it's interesting. And it's nice that you said that, though, Marlo, because not every genre fits everybody. Not me, this crazy little unicorn chick. I listen to 70s. I listen to soft rock. I listen to Sweet Home Alabama. I listen to it all. Okay. Then I'll flip on some Tupac as well right after that. So it's just a matter of taste, right? So, Dr. Sabrina, were you aware of this and this $1 million deal that was offered to her?
Actually, for me, it's a no. I am a diehard music fanatic, but I like real stuff. Like, I like the artists. I like to follow their journey, their story. I like the whole live in-person concert experience. So for me, I like the real. That's not something at this point that is something I will be following, but who knows where things are going.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all, it's in all aspects. I've heard gospel, I've heard country, I've heard R&B, I've heard just regular old pop. I've heard it in all genres. But what about you, Khárma?
So what was the question?
Were you aware of this $3 million deal before, that's in the news right now? How did that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm wanting to feel like, although I just released an album myself, you know, I do feel like there's this is just going to we're going with what we're going with the future at this point, right? Like, this is what's happening. This is what artists will have to deal with. I was kind of mad that I decided to release an album now instead of like 10 years ago, because I was like, dang it, like, I don't even want to compete with AI artists, right? But I just feel like it's something that we got to get on board with. To me, it sounded like the artists, they use real voices to combine. I know it's not the young lady that it's her voice is behind. It sounds like a blend of like J Hud and Beyonce. It just sounds like something somebody manufactured. So I would be interested in knowing and just seeing more how this unfolds.
It's very interesting. I actually have kind of taken a lot of classes on it myself. It's very interesting how they put together things. But I saved you for last, Micah, because you are in this creative space. So I know that you know about this artist, but can you tell us how you feel about this since you are creating in this space?
Yeah, it actually doesn't bother me, right? Because in real life, I actually can't sing, but I have been writing music my whole life, right? And so I love that being able to use tools like this. It helps to kind of like even the playing field a little bit. And I don't see it as like, oh, human artists versus AI artists. I feel like there's plenty of room for collaboration. And honestly, I only see AI as like a tool for like further advancement and like just kind of getting things done a whole lot faster. Um, I don't, I honestly don't feel like it's something that's going to be pushing human artists completely out of the way, but I do feel like if humans would be more open to it, human artists would be more open to it, then it's something that they can use to, create really amazing projects a whole lot faster.
It's interesting that you mentioned that you're not a vocalist yourself, but let's look at a little bit of the past and how music was created by great musical creators. I do want to bring up the fact that Barry White never played an instrument. My man knew how to write lyrics. He knew it in his head. He could sing it in his head, but he had to go to musicians to say, I want it to be this, do, 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 right? That was one way to get out. Same with Michael Jackson came out. He would put things together with his voice and then take it to the musicians. So this is kind of a blend of new technology for today that artists who may not play instruments, I don't play an instrument, I'm learning guitar, but I would want to be able to take to them that I probably could use AI with. But I want us to kick off with one of our videos, and I want to re-ask the audience, how are you feeling about AI artists? Is it something that you would be open to listening to and also possibly paying for their songs to be downloaded? We all know that that's a whole different basket, but would you be able to support an AI artist? Let's check out this video.
You've had this song. How was I supposed to know what love looked like? This is Zania Monet, the AI artist who has just signed a $3 million record deal. But who's the person behind it all and who actually gets the money? The record deal sparked a lot of backlash from artists who are calling out how unfair it is. However, the brains behind Zania is a real songwriter and poet named Talisha Jones, who will claim full ownership of the songwriting and production credits. Timbaland is also backing Zania after recently announcing his first AI artist, named Tata. But do you think AI artists should be allowed to sign record deals?
That is a very good question. And I'm actually going to throw that to the panel because I do want to hear what you say about that. In creative spaces, we do know it comes down to the moolah shmoolah, right? So, Marlo, do you believe that digital artists should be able to monetize off of this?
I mean, honestly, I guess the creator that's in the background, I feel like this has an opportunity. We're going to see this get very muddy before it's ever really clean and we have a great grasp of it, because there is so much money at stake. And the thing with a real live artist like our very own Khárma J is that there is a cost behind that. There's a cost to have, promote, and maintain this artist, right? This artist has to be housed. This artist has to be transported. There are costs that are not associated with AI. And so when I think about it, I just think about it in terms of what artists will get the money, right? How is Tanisha James, right, who is the lyrics behind this, who says that somebody doesn't start ripping her off and stealing her content and using it under another name and creating a new AI artist? I just think that this has a whole lot of room for mess that I really don't want to have anything to do with, but I'm gonna keep being efficient with the AI that I use. But AI creator space, I just don't know about it.
Well, Khárma, I'm going to ask you this because you also are a vocalist. You've written your own music. You just had a new release. My husband and I also are artists. We have music. We have physical product like regular, real folk artists. And we know that the struggle is real when it comes to getting our stuff heard. So do you think that this is a fair creative space for true artists, or do you see that this would be a possibility of being able to push your talent further along to be seen quicker?
Yeah, I do think it's unfair for real artists. I mean, I'm not gonna sit on here and cry a river, right? Because again, like, you just have to embrace what's coming. But I do think that like, I literally was in the studio for 3 years creating a story, like, crying through writing and all of the things, like listening to things and going back. And I hear what Micah is saying, like, now you can do it in 20 seconds. Well, it kind of robs the idea of artistry. I love what you said, Lala, earlier, like an artist going do 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 whatever, and then going and saying this is what it is. Like, that's been the music process forever. Now you can say with a prompt, well, I want it to sound like this, and then have the artist, and then have an AI artist singing and say, no, now I'll make it in country, and in 10 seconds it can be changed into that thing. Um, I'm just always on the fence about these kind of things, because there's such a beauty in real art. It's art, right? It's like what God gives us to give to each other, to inspire each other. And when I hear Zanya Monet's song, I just hear a ripoff of other artists, like real artists. So I don't know. I'm when I heard and I will get to it, when I heard I'm always supportive of my friends. So I can't really be like, oh, look at this, her trying to be an artist. I love Micah. I love Micah, the creator. I love things that she creates, right? But when I watched her video, I was like inspired, thinking like, oh, well, I could just make some videos and combine AI with real life. I think that'll be how I use it. I can't see myself hopping on, because I like the process too much. I like pouring out of my heart too much. You know what I mean? To just chuck it up to put it into a prompt. So I'll just say that.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that. I think there's you can use tools. I mean, in all aspects of all business, you can use tools to help push forward. And I love to hear the stories about artists who came up with a song like what Anonymous. Someone said that Tupac came up with a lot of his songs in the bathroom. Anonymous said that. Sometimes you just never know where you're going to be inspired. However, we all get inspired by other art, whether
Yeah.
it's music or a painting or, something that we've seen, a beauty of a flower. Everything is an inspiration some kind of way. So you said that you kind of got inspired as well, like kind of hearing like, oh, now I could take it this direction.
Yeah.
Listen, we need to take a quick break. This is fun to me. Keep answering, y'all. Keep talking to us. We do not talk at you. We talk with you. We would love to hear your thoughts on AI artists and them becoming signed and making money with that as a tool as well. We'll be right back.
It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, If you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
Welcome back. We are talking about AI artists and how an AI artist has a $3 million contract right now, and everyone is kind of really taking this all in. I have seen comments across the board, and I am going to be very upfront. I just took a class last week in music creation, and in that class, AI music creation, I had a very hard time not wanting to scream at people, because a lot of the times people were saying, all you got to do is take this song and say, put this in and then make it sound like this, and then you put your lyrics in, and there you go. And the stuff that got spit out, of course, there was some junk that got spit out, but then you tweak it till you like it. So I had a very, very hard time with that, and the time that it took for it to spit out that song. So Dr. Sabrina, I want to ask you this. Do you think AI can truly be called creative?
Well, in a sense, I guess it is, but I go back to your example, the one that you just gave. What did you say? It wasn't that AI did everything. You brought your talent to the table and you used AI to enhance what you already had, which was your talent. You can sing. And I guess for me, because I do love music so much, and the artistry of it, as Khárma J said, I'm the type of person, I'll go to a concert. I remember last year I went to see Lacen, and I remember her saying, these other artists come out here and give you 6 or 7 songs and then they're gone. I'm going to give you 20. I mean, just to be there and see that person perform and can flat foot sing. That's what I love. So I don't know that I could really get excited. I mean, what is the concert going to be like? I'm just going to sit there and watch this screen, and that just doesn't do it. That idea for me does not do it. I guess because I'm just old school. I like to see the person and become a part of that whole feel. So,
It's very interesting that you would bring that up, because I never even thought about how would the concert be done. That would be very interesting. But Micah, I do want to ask you this, because do you think that this type of artistry, the AI artistry, especially with the music, do you think that it can open new opportunities? Yes, we know that you can do it with getting deals and things of that nature, but with the concerts and things that we're talking about, do you think this is a great opportunity for more collaboration within this realm? I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
I'm on mute. All right. No, I do think it's a great opportunity. If we look at what's been happening with like human music video art, for example, the last several years, people really pine over visual experiences, right? The nicer that visual experience is, the more we want to, continue to watch over and over again. Well, now we don't need large production teams anymore to have these amazing visual experiences. We can get amazing visuals in roughly about a minute, right? And then even if you look at, when you kind of think about the concert aspect, people are traveling from all over the world just to go to, the Las Vegas Sphere, to get in there and have this amazing visual experience that is created with technology. And so we take something like that and, we combine it with AI generated music. I absolutely do think that if people love the sound, which clearly they love this girl's sound. I even heard someone saying this morning that they were crying to her music, but to one of the songs, they were just sitting there crying, with the group, just kind of like listening to it. you have something like that and you combine it with what's happening in technology right now, I think that it's a win for everyone.
I think there's a win for anything as long as we can put good use to it. I mean, we talk about our community specifically. Okay, we talk about our community specifically falling behind on things like AI. Maybe something like this would get our children a little bit more involved in things like AI that would help stimulate them to also grow within our community. I want to hit a couple of comments and then we're going to hit another video. Armando says, I always thought the Boondocks was insinuating Tupac with that Thugalicious character. That he had Thug Life tattoo on his stomach. We see it in artistry and in cartoons and things of that nature as well, animation. Super Omega says they cannot compete with AI artists because real people aren't as efficient.
I hate that comment. I hate that comment, by the way. I hate it. I saw it and I hate it.
I raised both of my hands because I hate that comment as well.
I hate that comment because has it really come down to like whether humans can be efficient or not?
This
Like that
whole idea
is that
of needing to turn a song out, and this is no disrespect, but this whole idea of needing to turn creativity out in 20 minutes, I think we need to think about what's happening with our brains, that we aren't in a space where we can let things breathe and where we can let things like grow in a more organic way. This whole idea that we need everything turnkey tomorrow is a little bit disturbing to me and what I think about human cognition. But that's just me. I don't want to hijack the conversation because I got a lot of feelings about this, y'all.
I feel the exact same way, even when it comes to writing. I'm an author. And so the idea that I would sit down and put my lived experience on the paper, things that I have literally lived. And it took me living these things to be able to, put them down versus somebody that sits down and in 10 minutes, they just wrote a book. And I get it. People get paid how they get paid. But at the end of the day, what are we looking for? Is everybody just looking for something that's fast and efficient and not real? What happens to the people that want something real? And I guess that for me, even with some of the artists that are out right now, they just don't work for me. They are not a Whitney Houston. They are not an Aretha Franklin. They are not a Patti LaBelle. They are not a Khárma J. They are just not that. And so I think if you're looking for that, then, this is probably not going to work for you. It's not that you're slighting it in any way. If that's what works for you and that's what you enjoy. But for me personally, I know what I enjoy. So I would not be the one to go hear what a Sexy Red has to say. She does not have anything to say that I'm interested in listening to, because I go back to that analogy that I use with literacy. Here you have someone that has a portfolio that will allow them to stand there flat-footed and sing, perform with her voice. Not jumping all around the stage, not, all of these things that have me doing all of this, trying to follow all that, but really tuned in on an auditory level for her to perform these 20 songs. That's amazing to me, with her voice and not, all of that other stuff. Because to me, that's distracting. Other people like what they like.
Well, it's really interesting because my husband and I had a very long talk this week, and we really talked about how the evolution of music has become. It used to be that music would be allowed to have a beautiful long intro. You can have, even a minute and a half intro before somebody even comes in to sing. A song could be 7 minutes, 10 minutes, and now they don't even want the intros. They don't want the outros. They want you to come in, sing that song, and that song be done in 90 seconds. I do get no enjoyment out of that whatsoever. But hey, listen, let's listen to this artist. All right, let's listen to this AI artist, and then let's come back to this conversation.
I ain't here to chase what won't hold. I show up whole, show up ready, but you treat me like I'm temporary. You love the idea not the death. But baby, I'm not, and maybe I'm the step. Don't treat me like a plane you ain't sure about. Don't keep me on a bench just to run your route. You got one shot, better make it count. Cause baby, this heart don't play around. This ain't no tryout, I ain't proving nothing. I'm not gonna beg to be a something. Either claim it or move on. But I ain't staying in no halfway home. I bring love that don't miss, but I'm not the prize for a boy to fix. You want the throne, show what you about. Cause over here, this ain't no tryout.
I'm gonna let that sink in because I do believe it is commercial time, and I'm gonna let you sink that in. And I got an important question for you when we come back. We'll be right back.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you, we are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
I've got a question for every last one of you, including our audience, our family. I want you to go back to what we just played to in your mind. If we would not have told you in advance that was an AI artist, would you have known that was AI? And now that you know that it is, how does that make you feel? I'm going to start with you, Khárma J.
It turns me off. I mean, even though, like, before, of course, I'm listening to it, I would think like, oh, this girl kind of sounds like has a blend of different voices that I've heard before, right? And then after I hear that it's AI, I thought they stole Beyonce's voice, they put Jennifer Hudson in there, they sprinkled a little bit of this person in there, and came up with this voice. So that's what I literally thought after I listened to it, and then it was hard for me to listen to it.
Yeah, I think here's where the interesting part is going to come in, y'all. After a while, after time starts moving on, no one is going to be able to have to disclose that this is AI. Right now, while this is the shiny new squirrel object, everybody, even on YouTube, if you put up stuff, it's like you have to say if this is AI generated. But at some point, that's all going to be taken away. And I don't know how that's going to make people feel. That's why that question. So, Marlo, how does that make you feel? If you did not know that was AI, would you support that artist?
Probably not, because like our resident recording artist said, she sounds like, I started out, I was like, oh, they made her sound like Beyonce. Somewhere middle way through, she was giving me Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson, and then toward the end, she was yodeling like K. Michelle. So I wouldn't be into it, because I would say this is just an industry. The industry has put this person before me in order to try and make money off of record sales and concert tickets. And I don't have FOMO, so it wouldn't matter to me once I learned that she was AI or not. That voice, it didn't do it for me. But I can see why people are feeling some type of way about the lyrics, because she got sports analogies in that thing. She talking about like they throwing every kind of emotional wordplay in there. So I can see why people are feeling some type of way about the lyrics, and the lyrics are drawing great emotion. But even that is so heavy, right? Like, girl, you look like this, and you talking about you don't want to be on the bench, you want to come up off the bench. It's a no for me.
Conflicting things off of the lyrics. But now, Micah, I'm going to twist it for you because you've got this. You know, you understand it and you love it. You say you're not a vocalist yourself, but you can write lyrics. I want to ask you what intrigued you the most about becoming an AI artist.
You know, if I'm being honest, it was something that I did back in July, and I did it for fun. Straight up. I did it for fun. There was a mention about it. I said, you know, let me go ahead and test this out. And I had my whole album done in a day, right? And so part of what I do for a living is I have to produce, as a digital marketer, I have to produce products, ads, copy, all types of things to meet the demand of capitalism. And I have to do it fast. And if I were not using AI, it wouldn't happen as quickly. And that, you know, that demand is just not going anywhere, right? So when I look at something like this, I guess, you know, I don't live in the same world as Khárma J, right? From my end, it's like, well, I don't see anything wrong with it because I have a demand on me and I have to have it done like that, right? And I think what the pressure that all of these artists are feeling right now is the record companies, the machine is like, we need it now. You know, you got to throw your processes out of the window. You don't have to throw your creativity. We can still use your artistry. We can still use your ear, but we need things to turn around. You know, we need it to turn out like a whole lot faster than what you've been doing it. And we need it clearer and we need it better. We don't have, you know, hours upon hours of studio time. You know how much studio time costs.
Oh God,
right?
yes.
How much studio time costs, how much it costs for marketing. And this young lady was marketing herself, right? Using the algorithm for a whole lot less. So as I've done the whole process of like creating an album and even a music video, I really thought like, okay, well, what happens to all these people that go and work on these projects like in the industry? I kind of feel like it might just be like the only ones that are really going to survive are the engineers and the editors, to be honest, right? Like
Yes.
That's going, and the artists who know how to use the tools and the engineers and the editors. We just we have to adapt.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all right now, my husband will not be adapting because he is hot and furious about this. You're talking about a man who plays umpteen instruments, who we have albums that took years to put together. And I do mean 3-4 years traveling the world to put together songs and be inspired. And you're always going to have your haters in everything that you do. And my husband is going to be one of them, is like, nah. But me, I don't want to do it for my own artist self. I am very interested in creating things like jingles for businesses. There's another aspect to all of this. It's not just being an artist, which is being touted right now. But, you know, there are a lot of artists who feel the same way about my husband. So let's check out this video.
There is an AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal and has a top 5 R&B album, and the person is doing none of the work. I think you guys think that AI can just be the cover for something, which some people can use. They can make an AI cover. AI can also make the entire fucking song. It can sing the entire song. It can make the entire beat. You can have a song that's one type of song and say, AI, make this into a country song, and it'll literally rewrite, re-sing in a country voice and redo the entire thing. And they don't have to credit anyone. This is so beyond out of our control. And nothing and no one on earth will ever be able to justify AI to me, especially not fucking AI in the creative arts, in which people have worked hard for, trained for, slept on the floor for, fucking got injuries for, worked for their entire lives. I'm sorry. I don't respect it. Fuck.
Tell us how you really feel, Lonnie. Because that is how I am hearing from a lot of the musicians that we work with as well, who are pretty angry about this. It's already hard to get a Grammy nomination. It's already hard to even get to that point, to even be heard when there's so many artists out there. So that's not an uncommon thought within this field. So let's check out a couple of comments. James says, how much of the material is original? Well, with AI, it depends on what do you want to call original, because you literally can put somebody else's lyrics in from another song, tell it to switch it up so that it doesn't infringe on copyright, and it will write you a whole nother song. Walterine said, so music is being microwaved now? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. On many levels, not just with AI. Black Lexicon says, our cultural generation abandoned not their own desire, the use of real musical instruments across our genre. Other cultures did not. Y'all, that's a real thing. A lot of other countries admire and upraise and put people who are musicians on platforms. A lot of countries will also pay you for just being a musician. So America is not one of those. Anonymous says you can't microwave everything. Some things have to be cooked. Right. Like experience behind a song. Super Omega says sooner or later we'll be having AI and real people debating each other on YouTube. Baby, they're already doing that. You just didn't realize it was AI. And then the lady says, when you listen to real music, it has a frequency that AI cannot duplicate. It sounds like Chris Brown not interested in his music. I know that it's AI helped a lot. But Micah, I do want to ask you this, because there are nuances within AI, any lyrics, any poetry, anything. There are ways that you kind of, if you're tuned into AI, like AI lovers like you and I, you can kind of hear when there's like, oh, that's not really the right kind of beat. There's something missing in there. How do you address that within your artist? How do you see yourself as fixing that where it won't be an issue where people can tell that it's AI?
So some things I just let slide because AI is very new, right? And it comes right now, it just comes with tons of imperfections. I just let it be what it is. And I think that if I were just kind of being really anal about what was going out, there are opportunities for me to go deeply within the song, strip things apart, and edit it the way that I would want to edit it. So to be honest with you, there's nothing that we can't do. It just takes a little bit of work.
It moves so fast though, y'all, because when it first started out, it was much more clicky than what it is now. It is smoothing out. So Dr. Sabrina, do you think that fans should even care if the art that they consume is AI or human made?
Well, I think it depends on your audience. Certainly we have people, it's an audience for those that don't have an issue with AI generated music. And then you have an audience for those like myself that really are more into, the artists, their story, their storytelling. So I think it really just depends. There's obviously there's an audience for both.
I think it's an audience for everything you do in life. Like, I don't like yodeling. Okay. I don't like yodeling, but there's a whole culture that is around yodeling. A beautiful Indian music. They do a lot of their runs and stuff like that. There's some that I like, some that I don't. I mean, there's an audience for absolutely everything that's out there. But I have to go to commercial now, because I know this next question I'm going to have, which is going to be for you, Khárma J. It's going to take a little time. Let's breathe. Keep the comments coming. I'm loving this conversation. We'll be right back.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name, Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
Now, y'all know I got to push that because I believe in this so much. If you have not sent us your information about your business, I don't know what you're waiting for. We've been asking for a very long time. We're waiting on you so that we can get to your business and get your business out in front of our community. Listen, you need to send us all of your information, your name, your business name, your website, your email, your phone numbers. Put a little blurb in there about what you do, because we are very serious about putting our black dollars in our community and keeping it there a little bit longer. So go ahead and send us your information at info@realvirtual.net. We are really looking forward to putting you in that directory. Khárma J, can AI truly ever capture the soul? Because we know that we are the blueprint for everything. The soul of Black art and culture.
No. But it can try. I mean, not the soul, obviously, because there's no soul to AI. So there's that. But it can try to come through. But what I think is I think we teach it the soul. We're programming it our soul every single day, right? We're putting all of our information in it and it's starting to think like Black people, right? I don't know if you've ever tried this, but like talking to AI and saying like, talk like a Black person, and then the things that give back, the things it gives back to you sounds like a Black person, right? Or some days I'll ask it a question and be like, sis, you already know. I'd be like, "Er," like just in the way it warms up and it really learns who you are. So I think that there is a slippery slope with that. No, because it doesn't have a soul, but yes, because it's just smart enough to learn everything about us. Because we train it.
I'm guilty. I've done it. I've done it, and I have a name for my Chat GPT. And she's a sister because I want to talk to my own sister, right? So we have all done it. I think that's what it does miss is our little nuances. However, but how long is it going to take before it can grab our nuances? And it also depends on who is feeding the network. If you, as a Black creator, are putting in your nuances into ChatGPT, it's going to pick it up. And I'm going to throw that to you, Micah. Have you been able to capture what you feel is the essence of what you truly wanted the output to be? Because earlier you said, I kind of let some things be. So how do you mingle what you want? And we all know that AI sometimes doesn't exactly give you everything you want. How do you mingle what you want to what is acceptable?
Honestly, like I'm pretty happy with my project. Just considering, like I said, like when I created it, it was something that I did for fun. And I did it. I maybe let a few people know about it, and it sat there. And the people at Suno emailed me a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, "Hey, we really love your project. We want to create music videos for you because we're releasing a new feature and you've been shortlisted." And they were like, if we have your permission, let us know which songs you want us to do, and send us the clips, and we'll send you the music videos, right? And I got them back last week, and I'm like, wait a minute, like I just did this for fun, and here it is, the creators of the platform. I guess I did a good job on it or whatnot. Took it pretty seriously, and I've gotten quite a bit of good feedback on it. I think, I don't think it makes too much of a difference to me. People who know me, like for example, my mother, of course, you're not going to hear my essence in the music, but even when you see my likeness in the video, it's definitely not capturing my soul. And that was something that was, that was feedback I got. It was like, okay, that looks like you, but that's not you. That's not you, like your mannerisms, things like that. I don't know if AI will ever really fully be there. So you can create a human likeness, but I feel like it's completely impossible to replicate the great technology that we already are. We're having difficulty getting AI to show like it's breathing without it looking like a broken robot, because so many different calculations are going on. So yeah, that's
I just think the whole thing is interesting. We are definitely going into new territory. We are seeing so many things moving apart, but let's also be very clear about a couple of other things that are going on with AI branding and AI artists and AR branding people. Let's not forget that this is just the first time we've actually seen it kind of coming over into the music industry. But very quickly, very quickly, places like OnlyFans and things of that nature picked it up immediately, right? And so we also know that this is not the only platform that it's seen. People are earning money regardless of whatever industry it is. This is just now hitting the music scene. But let's look at a couple of stats because Lala likes stats. Check it out. The global AI art market is projected to reach 6 billion by 2030, and that's from the Allied Market Research. A survey found that 62% of creative professionals fear AI will negatively impact their income. That's from Adobe, y'all. AI-generated artwork has already sold for hundreds of thousands at Sotheby's and Christie's auctions. And despite the AI surge, Black artists currently make up less than 2% of the art market, showing the risk of even greater exclusion.
I think that's my issue right there, Lala.
That's what I was going to say.
That's
I
the
knew that
one.
was you. Go on and talk
The
about it.
one. Well, I just think that there are, I mean, the stat clearly says, I mean, there's already so many gatekeepers when it comes to Black creatives being able to express themselves. There's already so many barriers, right? You need money, you need all of these things for independent artists, for creatives. Let's just back out and talk about creatives, not just singers and artists. But I think there's so many barriers to entry just to get because you gotta, there's so many things that have to happen. You put your material up on the internet. It's not likely not gonna just go viral, right? It might, but it most likely it's not. You have to pump money, you got to pump ads. There's things that have to be done. You might get lucky and the shade room might show it or whatever, but that is like a 1 in a trillion, right? Like that. But for everybody else, it really takes an investment to be seen. And so here you have like an AI artist come along or AI come along, and it's not real artistry. Sorry, Micah. It is, but it's not. It's like an honorary doctorate, sis. It's not. It's real, but it's not, right? And they're getting, like you said, Suno reached out to you, and was like, "Hey, we really love this." You know, I released an album last month, right? And it's like, what? Like they said, what was good, right? So how much of it? And I know you said you put your real lyrics in there, and this is not an attack, but I just think that it's just little stuff like this. Like I think Zanya Monet can just show us that there is a that I could have got a deal, right? Like it could have been a deal. I don't want a deal, but I'm saying like it could have been preserved for a real artist, right? I know that Tanisha is behind it and all of that, but I would be interested to see how Tanisha's a songwriter and a poet. I want to see her get up on stage and do what she's gotten Zanya to do. I really want to see that, because you can't really get away from it. But anyway, I just think that there's some barriers to entry, and I think that AI, what it does is it makes it a little bit more challenging. I think.
It's interesting that you would bring that up because that made me think of something. What is that artist, y'all, who came out and everybody said that he ruined music because he came out with that sound?
T-Pain.
T-Pain. So T-Pain did that because he saw that as an opportunity to be heard a little bit more. And then years later, after everybody had said he had ruined music and now everybody was doing all of this, my man came out and proved them all wrong by showing that he truly was
Could
talented and
sing.
singing. He
But
can
And he
sing.
could, and he
T-Pain
could
didn't
write
create that
songs.
though. But
Huh?
T-Pain
No, he
didn't
didn't
create
create that.
auto
No,
tune. That
auto
was
tune was
Robin
around a
Troutman.
long time.
he took what Roger Troutman was doing back in the late 70s and
Yes.
early 80s and reintroduced that to a new audience, right? I think that the beauty of T-Pain is that he is a multi-talented creator. So even though he did revamp auto-tune and everybody overused auto-tune and everybody wanted on this song and every label needed a hit with auto-tune, that wasn't his bad. He was paying homage to somebody that we all grew up listening to who was doing the same thing with that little tube in his mouth, right? And so I think that he still had a talent backing. I think that one of the people in the comments, one of the family in the comments mentioned about concerts, and we've been talking about concerts a lot here. What happens for those of us who do like a live show? I like a live performance. Where does that, I could tell you, I went to the Sphere in Las Vegas. It was nice for 5-10 minutes, but I need something. I like performance, right? So I think that there is I don't know, I don't want to be an AI hater, but as a person that's a creative, as a person that loves collaboration, I love the fact that my idea isn't always the idea that's going to win in a creative endeavor. But we all come together to try to do something great. And I just feel like there is a lack of excellence, right? I could go pop my toast, and we are also feeding it, right? So when you say you talking to your AI chat as a sister girl, right? My AI is a homie. Well, then when people are making and creating this, it has all of your personality data to reference as it is trying to put this thing together. So it is collaborative, but the collaborators aren't getting credit, right? It's going and it's funneling the internet and it's searching for all of this information so that it can make this project great, this song, this video, whatever it is. But you just stealing what everybody else has contributed to the internet over the years. And I think that that's really the rub for me, is that so many people's intellectual property is going to be violated, and there's not anything that anybody, is not our government, other governments are talking about how to regulate AI and how to give everybody, every individual person, citizen, a copyright, so that when you do borrow my flagship statement that my daddy gave to me and I put on the internet and it's gone viral and you borrowed that, I could get my cut because those are not your words. And so I think that there is a lot that we need to look at, especially Black people, because Black people are the lifeblood of creativity on the internet. And so as we start to see these AI people popping up, a lot of that is going to be our creativity. A lot of that is going to be familiar to Black creators, and we're not going to have a space to recoup anything for that. So that's the slippery slope that I'm on with AI. But I do use it, but I don't like it for this whole creative project endeavor. Can it make my editing process? Can it make the engineering process quicker? Can it like make some of that stuff go a little bit faster? But I still like the collaboration. So I'm never going to be sold 1000% on AI because I love being a collaborative creator.
Well, you brought up a lot of things that also bring up good questions. I also want to be very honest. You said, soon they're going to be, but they're already. If you don't know, Spotify has already done this. They have taken everybody's music, put it together, saw what was working, and have created playlists and their own music that they have AI generated. And now artists are being cut out of the deals completely, where they're pushing and people to their own playlists so that they gather all the money and not the artist. However, they're benefiting off of the true art that real people have put behind it, and now stripping them of that. So Dr. Sabrina, do you think that consumers are driving this shift or corporations?
Well, I think corporate oftentimes responds to what consumers demand. If there is a demand for it, then yes, they will oftentimes shift to meet that demand. So I think it really depends on what we're talking about here. Are we talking about people who are really looking for this as something that they can use to create? Are they looking to this as something they can use to enhance what they already do? Or are we talking about people that are looking to this to get the quick bag? What is it? Or is it a mixture of all of those? And I'm not suggesting, I'm not hating or what, but I guess I'm just kind of asking like where we're going with this, because that's going to determine too a lot of times how corporate responds.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Now, Dr. Vibe said, what does she mean she created? This artist that we are talking about, and this answers both of your questions. You said how she being compensated. She just received a $3 million.
No. She was talking, he said he asked that while Micah was talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was
Sorry.
talking about Micah, like
That
how
was
is she
my
being.
mistake. I thought we were talking about the artist that we were talking about. But hey, listen, we got another video I want us to see, because this is like, we could talk all day about this, but I do want us to check out one more video before we get into final thoughts. Check this out.
Hi, you guys. I just want to take a moment to say thank you. The love, the support, the videos, the feedback, it truly means so much to me. I'm at a loss for words, but I want you to know we're on this healing journey together. I dropped an EP a few days ago called Pieces Left Behind. 7 new tracks just for y'all. So if you haven't already, check it out on all platforms. And oh yeah, mark your calendars. October 31st. I'll be dropping my first official album. I love you all, and I'm so grateful to have you guys on this journey with me.
Y'all thought that was the end? Y'all thought that was the end?
Journey together. Are we really
That
on
she
the
said
healing together, Zani or Janae? Whatever your name, girl.
Thank you so much for, like, that's the future? Like, that's what we doing? That's what we doing. Micah, that's what we doing?
Your mic is muted. What are you saying, Micah?
No, I was saying, and this is what I said earlier about AI struggling to look natural, right? And I use a ton of different video generators. We are just not fully there yet. And it's so much has to be calculated. I don't know if we will ever be there, but just by looking at that, I can probably guess what was used because I've seen those defects,
Yes.
But
yes.
it's paying, and just to kind of, I guess, go back to the question you were asking earlier. Sometimes I feel like corporations throw bait out and see if anybody will bite. They can throw cheap bait out and see if anybody will bite. And if it's a bite, it's like, oh yeah, we're on it. And I think that's just what we're seeing. I don't see AI as a total replacement. I actually think that there's room for, both types of art. They know people don't want to just go see AI generated concerts. You want to see living, breathing people, real instruments, real dancing, all of that. But can they chop part of that in half and save a bunch of money and use electronics? Yeah. Right. Because they have to show profits. And if they don't show profits, the investors are upset. And that's just really what we're up against, capitalism.
Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Go ahead, Dr.
I have a question though. And in looking at that image that was generated, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking, what happens when we get to a point in this society where we really can't tell was AI generated from what's real? It's like, to me, that's a scary thought. We did a show a few weeks ago where we were talking about scams and being scammed. And it's kind of like when we get to that point as a society where we cannot tell, I mean, instantly we looked at that and we saw, hey, that's not real. That's AI generated. But when we get to that point where we really can't tell the fake or the AI generated artificial intelligence from the real intelligence, that's kind of a scary thought for me.
It is scary because, like I said, it moves so fast. Like if you compare what was put out at the very beginning to compare to this, it's improved light years, just in a few months. And now everybody is scrambling to get in on the game so that they don't get left behind. So there is a lot to this. And, us talking today, maybe next month, you may not be able to tell with those glitches, right? But listen, we also want to make sure that we honor Micah for being here today. We are so grateful for you to be here. We want to make sure that we do a world premiere of your song, but I would like for you to introduce it.
Oh boy. Okay, so guys, this is my song from the album that I created called Poison to Perfume. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and play it and get right into it.
Check it out.
I don't need revenge, I just receive what you try to block, got turned to ease. You whispered shade, I bloomed in light. You tried delay, but I took flight. Everything you sent multiplied for me. Every little curse turned into luxury. Every evil eye fed my glow. Every hidden hand helped me grow. You plotted small, but I moved wide. Your work fell short while I aligned. You tried to wound, but I went gold. That envy aged you while I unfold. I don't absorb your projections, I transmute them. I don't block the energy, I flip it. You gave me pressure, now I shine harder. You gave me silence, now I sing louder. Everything you sent multiplied for me, not in spite, but because I'm free. I'm not bothered, I'm beyond. You tried to curse and crown me on. Return to sender in silk, not spite. I rise and you watch the light.
And there you have it, my friends. There you have it. Micah, that was a beautiful creation. Visually, I have to tell you that I do think that was stunning, and I loved that. I love that very much. This is why Lala is torn, because I love technology, but I'm also very protective of my artistry. But I did very much love your visuals, and you are getting much love in the comments as well. Lee says, Micah is the realest you'll ever meet. Trust me, she putting us on game. The future ain't the way, it's here. So with that being said, we're going to wind down today. And Micah, just because we just got through watching your beautiful video, we would love to hear your final thoughts. And please tell us where we can find you.
Oh, absolutely. My final thoughts are, honestly, I do not feel like AI music generation or graphic generation or anything like that is really an enemy of us. If anything, it is available for those of us who want to use it right, to help to better equip us to do tons of things, and including make a lot of money. I feel like AI is the new Bitcoin, to be honest. You guys can find me at my AI income school called Her Payday. It's at www.herpayday.com. There I teach you how to use AI for digital marketing and rapid product development. You can go there. It's only $5 a month. You can try us out for 7 days for free at no risk to you.
You know what to do. If you are interested in creating any of this, any digital content that you are interested in, please make sure that you go to her website, herpayday.com. We thank you so much for being here today, Micah. You brought some valuable points to us, and we appreciate your time so much. Dr. Sabrina, what is your final thoughts, and where can we find you?
Wow. Yeah, I'm starting to feel not old, but ancient. I mean, things are just progressing really, really quickly. I was in graduate school 30 years ago, and one of my research partners was actually focused on AI. So it's not something that's new. It's been around for a long time. That's what she was concentrated on, AI. Never could I have thought, I guess, that this is what this is where we will be at this point. But I mean, honestly, I have to say to all of the younger people, even some of us older people that are out there that have embraced this to create and to make their bag, I'm happy for you. I just know for me personally, because I was introduced to music through the church, through the years, through the eras of Luther Vandross and Whitney Houston and your Michael Jackson and your Prince, who could play, several different instruments. That's what I like. But I think that there is an audience for everything. There is an audience. We've talked about that today. So I think it really what I would not like to see is those artists that do put their heart and soul into their work find themselves limited in some way because they're already in spaces where they don't always get to capitalize off their talent. But it's a great thing. And shout out, congratulations to you, Micah, the creator. I'm going to tell my children about you. They probably already know, though. So with that being said, I am Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor, opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted, and I'm so excited and delighted to announce that I will be featured on the Fly Nubian Money Club. October is National Estate Planning Awareness Month. And we're here to tell you young folks, you AI creators, all of y'all, it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you don't properly protect it and transfer it to the next generation, it's not going to do you any good. So come on over to the Fly Nubian Money Club and let Dr. Sabrina put you up on how to protect that money.
Y'all know what to do. We love being able to up your game. Please make sure you check out Dr. Sabrina. She does not play. Y'all can tell by her energy that she is going to bring it to you. So do not miss out. Miss Marlo, what is your final thoughts and where can we find you?
So my final thought is I have been a creative all my life, from writing, drawing, you name it. If it's in a creative space, cooking, I do it. I create for a living, and I've seen everything. When I got into TV, we were using tapes, and now we do digital transfer, right? You can transfer content all across the world, all across the globe with a simple click of like send, right? So AI is just the newest part of creativity. Don't replace real that there is a space where we can work together. Hopefully the audience does not get bored of humans and the fact that humans have to stop and we have to breathe and get tired and our stomachs hurt and our legs hurt and everything else. Hopefully the humanity doesn't cause human creators to lose steam. But if you like it, I love it, honey. I shout out to Micah. The visuals were beautiful. As a producer, though, I saw repetition and all the things. Like, I was definitely giving you a grade, and I gave you a grade of AI because I understand how all of that stuff works. But shout out to everybody that's doing whatever they can and not limiting their mind and growing their creativity. And hopefully there will be bridges between human people who create and AI creators so that we can make great stuff and wow audiences and all the things. If you're looking for me, If you need for people to find your creative endeavors that you are making with AI, what I am learning is AI is not overcoming my SEO power. So you should holler at the Marlo group if you are trying to be found, because Micah, I couldn't find you. I had to do a lot of type. So you might want to holler at your girl to help you get found. Michael, the creator, is great. Instagram, pop right on up. But your website, I struggle. If you're looking to connect and grow and be found in a digital space where AI creators like Micah can turn out content 52 pieces a day, 5,033 pieces per week, contact the Marlo Group. MarloGroup.com.
The Marlo Group, y'all. You know, she is excellent at the SEO. We've had classes with her. Marlo knows her space very well. And you see her energy too. I love my queens. Y'all give me just the goosebumps. All of you do, because I appreciate absolutely everything all of you do. We have beautiful creative spaces here. And listen, if y'all not getting in on these queens, you better jump in now. All right, Khárma J, it's your turn. I'd love to hear your final thoughts and where we can find you.
Listen, if you know me and you know my relationship with Micah, you know that I think Micah is a genius. And many times we've sat down and talked about how Khárma J can use the things that Micah knows. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at your website, Her Payday, and it didn't pop up. It didn't, there's a little error message because I was going to sign up right now. But just so you know that. But make sure you check later because she'll get it together. But I'm going to go back to Her Payday and I'm going to sign up because I think that there is value. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't say this publicly, but I'm gonna say it now. So I was talking to Micah and she was teaching me how to use an AI twin, how to create an AI twin. And so I was playing around with my AI twin and I myself created a video. And so I was like, this is all AI, but it's all me. Like I was combining video and photos. And I think this is it. I don't want to start playing stuff. So right. So I
Wow.
decided, right. So I created that and it completely off what Micah taught me. So I'm gonna just give kudos to Micah because I was in there like it took me like 3 hours to do that thing, but I was like, well, if I can create again a combination of video and photos, but like a merge of real and fake. And so I think that that is artificial, real and artificial. But as long as it looked like me, I was okay with that, right? Because I know that I can sing, I know that I'm an artist for real. But I mean, it was a piece of content that I create. So I embrace what you are saying, Micah. I embrace AI, but I also feel like there should be a regulation to all of this. There should be a place where we stop and say, okay, it's almost like um just little segments of just there should be a separation, like there should be a label on it, like here are real artists, here are artificial artists, and it not like bleed over and it not affect each other, right? Like I don't think that it should take opportunities away from people that are really like doing their thing and doing it, we're doing it in different ways, we're all doing our thing, but you know what I mean. Anyway, if you want to get in touch with me, I am at Khárma J Music across all platforms. I just had an album come out, The Love Hangover. Um, Here we go. Love Hangover. We are on all platforms. You can go to KhármaJ.com if you want to support me. Yeah. So just go there and hear
I
live.
absolutely love it. And I have to bounce off that. Oh, she told you where to go. I need you to do that because I need to push y'all to do that because let me tell you something. This project is top notch. It's going to take you on a journey. And I love that we have a balance of AI and real artistry here today because I am right in the middle because I can appreciate both. But the artist in me, I have to say, I have to go with Khárma J because the emotions and the storytelling is all about that for me. So please make sure that you go and check out that project. Now, listen, I'm torn because this girl right here, if you only see the hours that I put into learning to train my voice to do certain things, and then going on AI and putting that in, and it does it in 5 minutes, it can be very frustrating. such a simple thing as riffs and runs. If you're not really good at that, but you practice it over and over, which I do, that's not my strong point. And then to have AI come in and do it so fast, it is very frustrating to me. But there is a place and a time for everything. You can use this as a creative outlet, but I too feel like Khárma J, this should be labeled as such. We're not talking about real actual people here where it used to be segregation, but in this point, it truly needs to be labeled as such, as many places are doing right now, but it needs to stay in place. With that being said, y'all see what we do here every day, don't you? We are here live streaming. Now, I don't really see too much AI live streaming, but you got to know the basics, even if you are creating an AI character. I have a live streaming class for you. If you would like to get on the newsletter so that you can get daily small tips, please go to my website at laurakey.net, which will launch you into my course that will help you how to put this all together, whether you choose to have an AI brand or you want to put your beautiful face right in front of that camera. I'm going to teach you to do that. Listen, guys, this was a good conversation. And I know that I had a lot of comments to say. We couldn't even get to all the comments. But let me say this. We appreciate you more than anything, because without a show, without you here, we wouldn't have a show. And we do love that you communicate with us and talk back to us. So today we saw just how blurred the lines are between real and fake. In some cases, you can't really tell without, if you close your eyes, you don't really know. An AI artist signing a $3 million deal isn't just about art. It's about power and ownership and what's at stake for our culture. Now, AI isn't going anywhere, but what we can do is stay informed, stay creative, and stay in position to own the space that we work in. Don't just be consumers, y'all. Be creators, innovators, and investors into this new market. And remember, here at Fly Nubian Money, we help you to master your mindset and maximize your money. We are going to see you tomorrow. Don't miss us. We're here Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Micah, for joining us today. Once again, I just want to say we appreciate you joining us and sharing your experience, and we are appreciative very much. Guys, y'all be blessed. Have a great week. Bye.
And I think we all signed up for Micah's. So if you have not signed up, sign up for Micah's school, because I think we can all learn some, y'all. We'll see y'all in class in her